It's the M&M Funky 5 Jive with Mike and Mel, a short and sweet podcast where they dive into toys, kids, and all the chaos in between. Packed with tips, stories, and unsolicited opinions because, let's face it, they've got plenty. And hey, their opinions are their own, so save your whining for someone who cares. Now let's get to it. Time to play with Mike and Mel. Hi, welcome to the M&M Funky 5 Jive. I'm Mike.
I'm Mel.
And this episode is about 5 tips to keep the season bright. And Mel's going to list them.
As you know, the closer we get to the holidays, the more out of hand it can get and the more stressful it can get. So number 1 is savor the days up until Christmas.
I think instead of savoring, people have anxiety. I know that's a lot of time. And so that's the thing is that, you know, you just start getting into that mode of, I gotta shop, I gotta get stuff. And that's really not the point. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So I think when you say savor the days, you enjoy the momentum that comes with the Christmas season. So you see people start putting up their lights and you see the Christmas music on the radio starting and you savor the fun parts that are leading up to the big day.
One of the ways that I like to start my day is mindfulness, and it kind of helps me get my ducks in a row, if you will. I'll think about what I have to do throughout the day. I'll talk to myself and calm myself down and get ready for that mode. And I think if you take 10 minutes every day, just throughout the day, and kind of do a mental check to see how you're feeling and what's going on and kind of get focused, it really helps.
And I think that that's actually a good point that goes farther than just the Christmas season, is that we have for a long time done meditations, and we've for a pretty long time been doing them in the morning. Mm-hmm. And we start our day with a meditation. We sometimes end our day with a meditation, and it's just stuff off YouTube. You know, it's easy. Right. So that's super easy. Second point I think that Mel has is to shop smarter, not harder. And she had some good ideas about this that I hadn't thought of.
Right. So one of the magic tips that I do is that I go through my phone and I look at my pictures throughout the year, and I'll see special events I went to friends or family with, and it kind of jogs my memory about something special that they might want to do. So for example, if you went to a nice restaurant and somebody commented about how they'd love to figure out how to cook Italian food, maybe you can buy them an online cooking class.
And they've done that, or my daughter did that for us, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Something different, something, you know, it's unfortunate because a lot of times you give gifts like that to people who appreciate it, but they don't do it. You got to make sure they do it because, as a matter of fact, Mel gave my mom and my sister a spa day, and it never worked out. And that was, 3 years ago?
At least.
So,
3 years
you know,
ago.
I mean, I think the important part on what you're saying there is that if you can be involved in that gift, not just the giving, but the doing, mm-hmm. then, or make it happen, you know. So the third thing that I think is is really interesting, because this has been my family's issue, is quality over quantity. And tonight, I just got off the phone with my mom, and she had said this big thing. We're all older now. And she said this big thing at Christmas. I'm not going to go buy everybody a whole bunch of stuff this year, because she always does. She said, I'm going to just give everybody, you know, gift cards or money and let them get their own thing. And they're all adults and everybody can do their thing. And then tonight she says, I've been rapping all day and I got to rap all day. And I said, Mom, what are you doing? She said, I said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it. She's addicted to quantity.
Right.
And that's great for her. I mean, it makes her happy. So what?
Right.
But I do think that the quality, so on the opposite side, I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. But the opposite side of that was that I had another friend whose dad was didn't give any presents, hardly ever. But when he did, like the kids were starting to take piano lessons. instead of buying him a bunch of crap at Christmas that was just stuff,
Mm-hmm.
he bought him like his baby grand piano.
Right.
And that's
Right.
like makes up for all the other times. So I don't know,
No.
that's quality.
Well, see, my parents did that for me too. One Christmas, they got us a piano and piano lessons, and then we just had less under the tree
Right.
because that
right.
was the big
And those are
gift.
and those are big
those
thing,
are
big fun
wonderful.
things. So
And you always remember it.
right.
You know? And
So I guess the underlying point here is that we just give people pianos. Okay, what's number 4?
give them the bling. That's number 4. No, not really. Be sure to participate in non-gift giving events like going to see the lights, maybe some drive-through Christmas displays, Christmas plays, caroling, get-togethers, things that don't have anything to do with giving gifts at all. I know that I really love the times where we would just jump in the car as a family and then we'd just go around town and watch everybody, putting their lights up, and then at night see them on, and just intermingling throughout the neighborhood, seeing who's trying to outdo who. I think there were informal competitions in our neighborhood.
Well, of course, it's always the Griswolds.
There's always the Griswolds.
But there's also, I think that the thing that really always gets me in the spirit is, like, one year we went and saw that, what's that, with the Scandinavian guitar symphony Christmas thing.
What, Mannheim?
No.
No, not Mannheim.
What is that thing? Anyway,
yeah,
we went.
That thing.
That
thing I never wanted to go
Christmas.
to.
We've gone to Christmas plays, little things at the church sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But, like this year, we have our daughter moved in with us for just this last week, and we've been doing Countdown to Christmas, just videos, which is fun because we're going back. We watch Rudolph, we watch Frosty or whatever.
Yeah.
But then we what did we watch last night?
We watched
Christmas Vacation.
Right.
So that's a lot of fun, and that gets you in the mood, because that gets me in the mood. It makes me start feeling like it.
Right.
And I love that.
Yes.
And then especially the number 5 is especially good, obviously, with the younger kids, because we're not grandparents yet, so we're in that weird spot where the kids are grown. But when the kids were little, you had, for number 5,
play games. Yeah, we always did that especially every Christmas Eve. So like Christmas Eve, we would have very non-Christmassy food, like we would order Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And the delivery guy would come, and then
Chinese food.
Right, or Chinese food. And then we'd sit down and we'd play a board game. Like we'd play the Game of Life, or
But what about
stuff.
stuff like, now we never really did this. We had those things, those the calendars.
The Advent calendars?
The Advent calendars.
Yeah.
Where there's games, especially with Hanukkah and stuff. They play games every night, right?
I don't know.
They do. Or not every night, but I think they do. I think that in the Jewish tradition, they have, like, because they did the dreidel and they do all those other little games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that for the Christmas season, my family would do the same thing your family did. We would play games,
mm-hmm.
but it wasn't necessarily attached to Christmas,
mm-hmm.
but it doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, you can do it just because it's a festive setting and you can have fun and play cards or whatever. But I was just saying that about Christmas Eve is because that was a tradition with us. It's like every year we pick out a game, pick out a fun food. And that was how we spent Christmas Eve. And then after that, we would finish wrapping up any last minute presents. Like my mom and dad would go in one room and I'd go in mine, and maybe my sister would go in hers. And we'd finish getting the gifts ready. For the next
We always opened like one gift, and it was always pajamas on Christmas Eve. But anyway, those traditions. I guess what it comes down to is that those traditions are what's important.
Right.
Is that your family could have its own tradition. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Christmas Eve either.
No.
And I think that's kind of the point, because the 5 things that we're talking about, savor the countdown. Start, obviously all year round, but Thanksgiving seems to be the pivotal point. And then the shop smarter. Look at, think about the people that you're buying for. Don't think about the objects that are out there, or, You know, a lot of times people get caught up on, you know, I spent $50 on this guy, I got to spend $50 on this guy to make it even, that kind of thing. I think that's ridiculous.
No.
But that happens all the time. Happens a lot, you know, with people I know. The quality over quantity, I think that's a great idea. I love finding something that somebody fits. Does that make sense?
It does.
But it's hard sometimes too, because sometimes you just don't have an idea.
Right.
So you
That's what the pictures are for.
Do the best you can. Right. And that's what they said, go back. The embrace the events, all the stuff that's coming up, the things that lead up to things that mean Christmas, the things that happen only during the Christmas or the holiday, I should say. Keep saying Christmas. It's not just Christmas, the holiday season. Any holiday you celebrate. And then, of course, there's always the engagement of being together.
Right.
In games or whatever you want to do.
Right.
So,
and those are the things that you're going to remember. I mean, I know that I can go back 2 Christmases and I can maybe name a few things that I got, but I forget.
Right.
And especially the older that I get, I don't remember everything that I get from the Christmas from before. So you have to make it last and make it memorable in your mind. So why not get something that's going to mean something, you know?
Okay, so have a great holiday season. We hope you and wish you all the best. Have fun in your heart and in your head. Be good to each other and enjoy.